In this lesson, I will cover the concepts about PDU, encapsulation and decapsulation. By the end of this lesson, you will have a clear understanding about what exactly is a protocol data unit and what are the names of the protocol data unit at different layers. You would have also learnt how on the transmit side a packet gets encapsulated into a frame and how on the receiving side we extract a packet from a frame by decapsulating it. Protocol data unit. Each layer in a network model has a defined set of functions, and for performing these functions they follow a set of rules, and these rules collectively are known as protocols. For layer 2 we have protocol Ethernet and the data unit for it is known as frame. For layer 3, that is the network layer, we have protocols like IP and ARP, and the data unit for these are known as packet. At layer 4, that is the transport layer, we have protocols like TCP and UDP, and the data units for these are known as segments or datagram. While each layer has a specific name for their own data units, we use the term protocol data unit to refer to a data unit at any given layer. But the key theme to remember is PDU stands for protocol data unit. Each layer has their own protocol data units. Layer 2 has Ethernet, layer 3 has packets, layer 4 has segments on datagram. In the previous lesson, we have seen the journey of a packet from transmit side to receive side via the data link layer and physical layer. On the transmit side, it is from packet to frame to bits. On the receiving side, it is from bits to frames to packet. Now, to explain it further, I am going to divide this into two parts. I am going to first focus on movement of packet on the transmit side from network layer to the physical layer. So first, at the network layer, a packet gets created, and to keep it simple, I am just referring to packet as dip, SIP and data, not adding other irrelevant fields as of now. I am saying irrelevant because they are irrelevant as of now. For understanding the concept, these three fields are sufficient. So once this packet is created, it is passed down to the lower layer. The data link layer receives the packet. Now we know that at the data link layer, a frame is created. And what does the frame consist of? It consists of DMAC, SMAC and data. So let's create the frame. And what you could understand by viewing this is correct. There is nothing special in data. Data is exactly what you just saw. It is being occupied by the packet that came from the upper layer. That is what is the data. So again, this is the packet in green that is arrived from the upper layer. It is now become the data for the Ethernet frame. In a way, we can say that the upper layer packet have been encapsulated in the frame. So upper layer PDU, which was packet, encapsulated in the lower layer frame or lower layer PDU. Okay. Once the frame is ready, it is then passed down to the lower layer, which happens to be the physical layer. The physical layer receives the frame and then converts this into bits. Now let's move in the opposite direction and focus on the receiving side. On the receiving side, we have the bits. The physical layer first converts these bits to the frame. Once the frame is ready, it moves the frame to the upper layer, which is the data link layer. The data link layer receives the frame, and as mentioned in the previous lesson, it processes the receive frame. Well, I'm going to modify this statement. modifies the statement from processes the receive frame to extract the packet. Okay. On the sending side, on the transmitting side, the packet got encapsulated in the frame. Now is the time to decapsulate it. So what we are going to do is remove the other fields, and there we have our packet. We have decapsulated the frame and obtained our packet. Once the packet is available, it is then further pushed up to the upper layer, which happens to be the network layer. The network layer then receives the packet and processes it. Summary points. By now you should have a clear understanding about what does PDU stands for. It stands for Protocol Data Unit. You should know that on layer 2, the PDU is known as frame, on layer 3 it is called packet, and layer 4 we have segments or datagram. You should have a clear understanding about that packet on the transmit side is encapsulated by data link layer in a frame, and the opposite takes place on the other side. The packet is extracted at the data link layer by decapsulating the frame. The same layer responsible for encapsulating on the transmit side is responsible for decapsulating on the receiving side.